I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I view my adversary through a microscope as a small thing. They wax fat, we ballin'. Babylon keep falling. By all means, these salt teams is cracker dust. Esau won't respawn, they the soul people we have to crush. They shackled us, we out the cuffs. It's your turn to slow burn till after dusk. My Caucasian plantation, those reparations won't amount to much. That blonde hair with them blue eyes and that pig flesh won't hassle us. Shawty haulin' that hee-haw, cause that gluteus on Maximus. My whip drip on 100 thighs. We gunning down, you runaways. They from the cave, not underpaid. I'm Munga slaves, just for fun play Hunger Games. Put you in the front like you running things. Uriah, any back talk, you kiss the asphalt and I sing it to the Messiah. You'll be auctioned off with the shipping costs. I'll purchase some good diver. Bought my Donald Trump and my Richard Nixon. I'm Willie Lynch incarnate. Keep a short leash on you varmint. String you up if you bravehearted. Only thing red, white, and blue will be your remains washed off of my garment. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang, ayy.
Went from riding on the boat to hanging on oak. God hate these white folks, you can say what you want. This ain't a joke, I ain't laugh at shit. They gon' make it to the kingdom, yeah, with shackled wrists. Yeah. Put they ass in chains with a yoke of iron. Whip hit his back, sound like I opened fire. I ain't gon' lie, I wanna see him suffer. Can't escape cause under the sun the place of judgment. Yeah, I got a perpetual hatred. They scared of replacement theory cause they destined for slavery. Yeah. You gotta hear this, the patience of the saints. Hell yeah. Many prophets desired to see that day. UPK, we gon' take the kingdom. He don't deal with other nations, he gon' plead with heathens. I ain't gon' stop until I see him in the cotton field. Yeah. Ain't no other option, I'ma die real.
I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang.
We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite, before I came to campsites. I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we the long supper. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped out of Hummer. Look like you wanted my trooper could cut you. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UPK. One West, UPK. One West, one West, one West, UPK. One what? UPK. One what? UPK. One what? One what? One what? UPK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, say is we, damn niggas, yatu, sabe, hey. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no feel like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
I guess I should ride with Lex.
They talk about man. Oh no. Yo, it's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get the wrong right, get another legacy.
If gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, soldier seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
If it's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Confusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Confusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It ain't that they don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sparring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
speakers low. I wish a nigga would try my peoples though. We out back staking houses when the beef will go. Oh, tiptoeing in my Jordans, white or brown, look up, pick your poison. They ain't patting down what? Okay, a car, bring the fours in. Hip full of heat and it's scorching, scorching. We don't talk too much, you niggas overshare. Only time to function jumping when we over there. Yeah, it's that UPK soldier gear. REI ice with the fur like a polar bear. And my shorty, she a rider. Pistol in her purse like to hide her. Monet in her power. Only operate how I allow her. You just talk the game, Colin Coward. I'm fresher than the produce at Whole Foods. You ain't stepping how I'm stepping, that's my old shoes. Told you you ain't fucking with me and that's old news. We'll record you beat up on camera, not real. It's the vibe. We the realest niggas at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die. You know this the vibe. Nigga, we the realest at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die. You know this the vibe. That UPK cover got some stripes on it. G-shot, not a lot of ice on it. Not a lot of niggas take this price shit. I can bet my life on it. You'll get your shot and go light on it. I go tie game OT, last bucket of the night, and go mic on it, sights on it. I don't need a beam. Make a nigga wake up like a fucking bad dream. You sent shots, I'm sick of her fucking vaccine, yeah, I mean. I ain't a killer, brody, I ain't had to be one. But get it twisted, I start to popping like I'm rerun. Living like a sucker, ain't no option where we from. I was told go and get a gun and keep one. Tribe vibes got me feeling like a wise guy with some mob ties. While you wearing purses, nails painted like some mob wives. I advise you to follow rules we abide by. You ain't got the app, get the side, it's the vibe. We the realest niggas at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die. You know this the vibe. Nigga, we the realest at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die. You know this the vibe. Niggas at the tribe.
68, 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Slavery. This time it was gonna be ships. By way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. We hit these shores, we were sold for slave man and slave woman.
Fake love, real hate.
One West,
but we set apart, nigga.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. Oh, you can't keep it silent, I ain't fucking with you. Fuck a fake friend, show is over, close the curtain. Told you that they loved you, laughed at you when you was hurting. One thing about that UPK, this brotherhood for certain. Dress you up in all black, urge you up to put that work in. Same niggas that was on the block putting that work in. Abandon that lifestyle, cause now I know my purpose. Coming from a place where a black man life is worthless. 400 plus years, yeah, living out them curses. I blame the so-called leaders in the churches. Was supposed to save our soul, instead they led us to the hearses. Backstabbed and betrayed by the people you would die for. Your family ain't family, so-called friends switch sides on you. Crack and take a knee on your neck, whisper and die, boy. So I stay strapped with the Kaepernick, that's the firearm. Gotta watch your back, you know them demons out here lurking. If I don't know shit, then I know one thing for certain, look. They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it silent, I ain't fucking with you. They hate you when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it silent, I ain't fucking with you.
I say fuck the fake love and disloyal behavior. Brotherhood is a weapon, but bitch niggas is contagious. Hating your elevation instead of hitting the pavement. Watching your every move and never give motivation. Situational friendships get away with adversity. And these days just a little video kindness it's a luxury. I'd rather you keep your distance, be a fuck nigga too close to me. Prefer to fuck with fear nigga than house nigga with notes on me. Get a shirt off my back for devoted niggas with loyalty. I noticed the lack of devoted niggas that's trustworthy if you ain't in no black. Ranked up, I'd give 2 fucks for free. Death before dishonor is a must. It ain't no choice from me. I'm bred different. Was never one to die just bullshit. I'm fed different. Fuck all the information out of pulpits. I'm led different. Been taught to follow a code. Israel law, statutes, commandments, freely given, never sold, nigga. Chill.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it silent, I ain't fucking with you.
We got sound now. We got sound. Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 dub in the chat if y'all can hear me now. Salakia. All right. We got 1 W's. I got sound. What I was saying was, well, first off, shalom, everybody that's checking in. VA, Richmond, Israel, in total, from wherever you might be at. We up and live everywhere. Salakia for the title. We got the wrong scriptures in the title. And in order for me to actually edit and change it, I would have to stop and restart the stream. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to see if I can edit and change it. I think I can change it once it's over with. So I'll make sure I try to edit it and change it once this class is over. So that if you go back on it, you'll see the correct one. But the actual scriptures that we're going to be reading from tonight are Leviticus chapter 8, verses 24 to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 12. Those are going to be the actual scriptures for Avodah Shabbat for tomorrow. So again, Salakia for that. I'm fast forwarding in time. I'm in time. Fast forward. So I didn't mean to do that. So Salakia for that. The water for Aqua, I'm bringing that to my attention. The water for that. So like I said, we have the correct ones inside of the chat. We also have a link for you to join the class inside of the chat as well. This is the Lashawan Qadash class, the Holy Tongue. The Holy Tongue, where we come to learn our language, learn more of our heritage and our culture. We had a language before we got off of those slave ships. We had a language, and it was the Lashawan Qadash. This is the oldest language. This is the language, again, that connects us all. If you are Black, Latino, and Native American Indian, so much of our known or accepted culture is slave culture. You know what I'm saying? So the way that we act, the way that we address one another, how we everything that we do, really, everything that we call or title Black culture, Latino culture, Mexican culture, all of it is a derivative of slave culture. It's what the slave master allowed us to do, what they wanted, what they seen for us, what they saw for us. And like I said, so in here we come back and we learn our actual language. We learn English from the Caucasian. From the Caucasian, the Brits, and so forth, depending on where you landed at as far as your captivity. You learn Spanish from the conquistadors. You know what I'm saying? Again, depending on where you landed at, where your captivity, what tribe you are. If you over here when Columbus and them got over here and started enslaving everybody in 1492, everything that we do is again, it's a product of them. And as long as it's a product of them, as long as it benefits them, it builds their economy up, it makes them stronger, they'll allow you to do it for a certain amount of time until it gets in the way of, you know what I'm saying, their overall goal, which is to eliminate and eradicate us altogether. It's always been the goal. It's always been the goal. That will always be the goal. We are the only threat to the empire continuing. We are the only threat to white supremacy. We are the only threat to evil reigning forever on the earth. And as long as we are discombobulated and disconnected as a people, they are allowed to continue to reign and continue to rob everybody blind, to stay in power, to commit atrocities all over the earth, unchecked, and unfettered. And so by us coming together, we allow the Most High to fulfill this promise, to eliminate that and to actually make us free. And your language is a very big part of that. Your language is a very, very big part of who you are, how we communicate with each other, what strengthens us as a nation and builds us up. So again, the water for everybody joining. This is the Lashawan Qadash class. We hold this class every Friday at 7 o'clock. Every Friday at 7 p.m. we hold this class. Again, we I'm very thankful for everybody that joins us. There's a link inside of the chat. That way you can get on screen and actually practice speaking and pronouncing the Lashawan Qadash. Any language that you take, the more you're able to practice it and speak it, the better you're going to be. You're going to be at it. The more it's going to stick. The more it's going to make sense to you. The more you'll be more fluent in that language. So again, the water for everybody joining us. I was up here laughing before class was started. Probably I put the damn wrong title up in there. I'm laughing. I didn't realize everything that was going on with Cracker Barrel. They done took the cracker and the barrel off of Cracker Barrel logo, and the Crackers is mad. The Crackers is going in. You know what I'm saying? The Crackers is mad. But it just goes to show you again how every other nation, or a lot of us may look at that and be like, well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Every other nation is fighting for supremacy. You may not believe that. You may not think that, especially if you're Black, Latino, or Native American Indian. You believe and you think that we're all in this together. That we're all in this together. We're all going to get participation trophies at the end of the race. We all going to hold hands. And we're going to hold hands and stop making sure everybody's together. And we're going to step forward together, one at a time, all at the same time, to make sure everybody's in first place. And that is a very juvenile and childish way of thinking. That is not how the world works. That's never how the world works. But that is the witchcraft, the mysticism, the lies and deception that they fed us with throughout slavery and throughout time. It is the way that we operate as a people, and this is why we're so destroyed as a people as well. We don't see anything special about ourselves. We don't seek supremacy. We don't seek to be in charge. We don't seek to be at the head. We seek just to get along, just to be a part. We just happy to be here. Just happy to be here. And the Lord has designed and wants so much more for us as a people. Our language is a big core principle or part of that. So again, the water for everybody to join us tonight. We're gonna do a little soft review tonight. We've been doing a little soft review since we came back from Passover. We've had a lot of newer young men coming to the class, which is great. We just want to make sure we have everybody on the same page, and you know what I'm saying. So that review of that foundation is what you kind of fall back on. If you don't know anything else, you know your alphabet, which is why we're able to communicate, speak in the English, and the same with the other languages. So you know what I'm saying. We're gonna tonight to be a little slight review, little review. We have been reading Leviticus 23. We've been going over Leviticus chapter 23, reason being every high holy day, the memorial blowing of the feast that we have coming up, of the feast of the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, which is coming up very soon, September 20th next month. I think we actually covered that reading the Leviticus last week. But we read Leviticus chapter 23 to keep our traditions, you know what I'm saying, to remind us what's supposed to be done on these high holy days. You feel me? And so we decided to go back and kind of revisit this to get everybody a little familiar with it. This is something with you being an Israelite that you will hear quite often. You're going to hear this every high holy day. You're going to hear this at the Passover, Feast of the Memorial, blowing the trumpet, Purim, you name it. Whenever we come together as a people, we're going to read this Leviticus chapter 23. And it's very important Nobody has an issue or a problem when we come together to celebrate the oppressor's 4th of July. Nobody has a problem coming together and draining your pockets and being broke for the rest of the year. For 364 days of the year, you broke because you done spent all your money for Christmas. Nobody has a problem that I'm doing any of those things. So like we are at verse 25 out of 4. I know Salam Most High in Christ, Aqua for I is absolutely on it. That Leviticus 23 only has 44 chapters in it, and y'all done already went through 25 of them. You know, already went through 25 of them, and that is awesome. That's great. Give yourselves a hand. Y'all definitely had done a great job. And again, that's something that we hear all the time. So again, I think it's very important that we go through it. So you know what we're reading. You know what we're reading. You know, and man, I think after this, I think we might. I know me. I think I might try to focus on some of the prayers that we do, like Psalms 83 and Psalms 121 and the different prayers that we do, Hakak the power, the different prayers we do on the Avodah Shabbat. So again, just so that we are immersed and fully aware of what we're saying when we are in Avodah Shabbat, when we're having our holy days, because it's important. It's important, and it means something. You know what I'm saying? So often we'll do these other holidays that don't mean anything. We'll run out and celebrate a birthday, and it doesn't mean anything. We're still in captivity. You woke up in captivity on your birthday. You're gonna go to sleep that night in captivity on your birthday. You feel me? So it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change anything. But these scriptures that we go over, these prayers that we go over, it does change this thing, and it does mean something. In that church, you're taught to pray till your knees get swollen. You know, you're praying. However, even though you're praying the way that you are, the Bible teaches us that it doesn't that God doesn't hear your prayers. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't hear your prayers. You feel me? So again, hold on, put this in here real quick. Salakia. Write this real quick for Adawan. All right, Most High Christ, Salakia for that. But yeah, so again, these actually doing. We learned up in here that the Lord doesn't hear your prayers if you're a sinner. So you can pray those repeated or redundant really chants, really just chants and spells you're casting, trying to pray and hope something's gonna happen, but it's not based out of truth. It's not based out of knowledge. It's based out of tradition and the tradition of men. It's not based off of what this Bible actually says, which is why these high holy days and these scriptures that we read are so important. When you read Leviticus 23 and you see what the priests are actually supposed to be doing, what they're actually in charge of. When we celebrate the Passover and we go over how the Lord actually brought us through Moses, brought us out of Egypt. That's a powerful thing. That's a powerful thing. I remember being younger and wanting to hear. I used to love listening, how they say ear hustling. You know what I'm saying? When the old folks were getting in, get to talking about our history. You know what I'm saying? And you remember when such and such happened, and you remember when this happened, and you know what I'm saying? So I remembered listening to that, not even realizing that some of the greatest stories that are retold all the time, everything that your movies are made out of, everything that built Hollywood, everything that we, you know what I'm saying, watching or beholding to are our stories. Hearing about or seeing that picture of Caesar Borgia, you know what I'm saying, and wondering how can this white man here be better than all the rest of them? You know what I'm saying? Then you learn that no, that's really a black man, and his name is Yahweh Shah, and that's your people, that's your blood. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine being a child growing up in this truth, growing up with this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And you see it through the UPK. You see it through here. You see how the children that are born here, they different. They don't walk the same as them children that's out in the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't walk the same as the rest of our youth. They're not lost. They have their identity. They know who they are. And that confidence, that's something that's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. You know what I'm saying? And so again, we just come in here to learn our language, you know what I'm saying, to get back where we need to be at. So, so again, so the water for everybody joining us, Other one, if you're watching, I'll get that address for you shortly. I'll have that sent to you. But we're going to go ahead and jump on it and get started. We're going to start with our foundation first. After we start with our foundation first, then we'll jump I'll probably bring everybody up. Go over our prepositions, you know what I'm saying, our prefixes, our prepositions, our subject pronouns, all that good old stuff. And then, like I said, we're going to jump on Leviticus. And then we'll go from there. And then we're actually in Leviticus with the actual scriptures for Abadah Shabbat, which is kind of cool as well. We're gonna go from there. You know what I'm saying? So again, the water for everybody joining us tonight. Let me send this text real quick. But other than that, hopefully everybody is doing well. A lot been going on throughout the week. And that's like every week now. It's every week, depending on where you're at. You got National Guard, FBI, CIA, ICE. You know what I'm saying? You name it, rolling all through DC. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be very mindful. If you're going out, don't go out if you don't have to go out. You know what I'm saying? And just be very mindful of your surroundings. Be very mindful of your surroundings. Just because everything is ramping up. The Most High is getting ready to close this thing down. He's getting ready, which is a beautiful thing for us. That Christian church has taught us that our salvation is in lockstep with the oppressor's success, and it's not. It's not. We are irreproportional to each other as a nation. We always have been. Jacob and Esau always have been at odds with one another. We've always been at odds. That's our natural born enemy. That term natural born enemy, that's a real thing, and that really is Jacob and Esau, white and black. That's always been us, and that will always be our destiny. But through Christianity and through the religions, we've learned that our fates are intertwined, and we're all in this thing together, which makes no sense whatsoever, because the lower our condition is, the higher they are. And that's just how that is. And once we get in our rightful position, some of them won't be that comfortable, but they will be better off than where they are now. And the world will heal when we're in our rightful position. But that starts with these classes. You know what I'm saying? That starts with these classes. That start with your discipline. That starts with you paying your tithes. Coming to class, you know what I'm saying? Learning how to be a brother, learning how to be a sister. You know what I'm saying? That's where that starts at. But Salak, I just want to get this sent so I'll be able to send this to other one right here. All right. So again, we're gonna go ahead and jump on and get started. Hopefully connection will be good tonight. I think I may have figured out what was going on with my connection. We're gonna see how that plays out. But we're gonna go from there. But yeah, they done took the cracker off the Cracker Barrel, and the crackers is mad. And crackers is hot aqua fryer. They like, nah. They ain't going. But first up, before we get started, I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to all the brothers, all the Akim that's out there watching. Yahweh Bashim Yavshabrak Thumb. To all the Akim that's out there watching, and to all the Akwathian, all the sisters that's out there watching. Yahweh Shema, Latham Bashim Yahweh Shai, to all the sisters that's out there watching. We got Akwath Ra'aya checking in, you know what I'm saying, from Chester. You feel me? Checking in. Your perfect attendance is still intact. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with that sister. Hopefully everything is going good with you, Akwath. We got Princess Tazarah holding it down. She checking in from Chester as well. You know what I'm saying? We also got young man David. Young man David say he gonna be fluent in this Hebrew. Most High and Christ. He said he gonna be fluent in this Hebrew. Had the privilege of meeting young man David out there at camp, which was great. Got his first boot kiss. You know what I'm saying? As a young man, you can be able to sit back and have some stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? Coming, I remember when I was a young man getting boot kisses. You feel me? So it's good to see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you out. Who else we had? We got my brother, Officer 1000, Matasa Akara, checking in. You know what I'm saying? From Chester as well. You know what I'm saying? Always good to have you in here with us, out of one. You know what I'm saying? We also got Aqua off the bar in the building. We got Aqua the bar in the building. I saw her flexing her Hebrew muscles last week, and also Mataza Akara class. You know what I'm saying? She was reading them big scriptures last week. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, Aqua. We got Officer Yabaka, Officer 50 Yabaka checking in. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ, good to see you out. You know what I'm saying? Always good to see you. You feel me? I'm good to see you. I'm pretty sure your family is going to be right behind you. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And here, our families last in here. Our families last in here. Reason being, we're doing it the way that the Lord said to do it. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to have your family with you, if you're able to. A lot of times we come into this truth and you're going to shed. You shed a whole lot of friends and family and close ones because the Lord is preparing you to get what you're supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? He's getting ready to replace that family. So if you're able to come in and hold on to your family, you know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. And this is partly the way to do it. You want to be in class together. They tell you that line church, family prays together, stays together. That ain't really true. That ain't really true. Because if the family praying together and y'all praying over some bacon, some pork, the Lord ain't hearing there none of them prayers. You know what I'm saying? But by coming to these classes and learning your heritage and your culture, learning what the Lord requires of us as men, as women, as children, that does keep a family together. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's always good to see everybody in here. We're going to go ahead and get it on and get started. Get it on and get started. Where we at? All right. I just did I was just wrapping up a TikTok from earlier. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I get to watching some of these videos. We were so much stronger. And again, we've always been Israel. You know what I'm saying? We've always been Israel. But we were so much stronger fresh out of slavery or a generation after slavery just because we knew who our enemy was. Our identity was a little bit more defined as a people. You know what I'm saying? And we lost that. And the more we lost that, the further away we got from that, the further away we got. But then we became more and more like this oppressor, man. So you know what I'm saying? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh for everybody that's in class tonight, trying to learn their language, learn who they are. So let's see how we're gonna do it tonight. I think last time I was in here, I went over the ancient last time. The connection was a little spotty, but I want to keep kind of going back and forth for that just so everybody can get a chance of seeing one without the other. So tonight we're going to go over the Assyrian. And what I like what we've been doing as far as when it pops up on the screen, everybody kind of writing in the chat what you see. All right. So if I was going to do this first one, this is Ah. This is Ah, and Ah stands for Alap or cow. Alap or cow. And I will put that in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and do the first one in here so you'll kind of see what I'm saying. It's pronounced as Ah. In the English, it would be Alap or cow. All right, so if you could put that in the chat for everybody that's watching like that, and then we're gonna keep on going forward. We're gonna keep on going. All right, so again, this is in the Assyrian. Our language that we learned is actually in the ancient. The ancient is a little bit easier I know it was easier for me and for most people that I talk to when it comes to Lashawan Qadash. The ancient is easier for us to attach or learn or kind of recognize those characters. And I really believe that just because it's ours. I watched a video today of one of my brothers out in California. It actually was a repost of a video he did a couple of years back. One of the Native American Indian tribes, and their language, right? Their Native American Indian, the language that they use, to them they consider it their ancient or their original language. It looks just like the Hebrew. It looks just like the Lashawan Qadash, just like the ancient Hebrew, because that's who they are. They're the tribe of Gad. You feel me? So even though the video he's showing the brother that's going over the language, he doesn't know that it's the Hebrew. He doesn't know just how close it is to the Hebrew, how it looks the same. The Ah looks the same. The Pa looks the same. The Ra looks the same. He doesn't realize it, but you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Priest and officer in the UPK does. and they know the original, where it originally comes from. So much of our characters. The Bible says that the earth, the earth was going, you know what I'm saying, bear witness. The earth will help the woman, right? And that's what you see is so much stuff they tried to hide and keep away from us. But now the earth is just spitting it back up. It's just coming right back up because it's something about this truth where you just can't cover it up. You can lie for a long time, but it's just a matter of time before that lie is going to start to break apart and fall apart. And this is the, unfortunately for us, this is the time that we're in right now, where you start to see all those lies start to tumble and come crumble up and come down. You know what I'm saying? For so long, we believed Christianity was going to save us, and now we realize that these same Christians, I know y'all seen that 20 verses 1 with Amanda Seals. You know what I'm saying? That's the product of Christianity. Now we see that Christianity, the goal was never to save us. The goal was to make you erase who you are. Erase who you are. Erase who you are. Erase everything that makes you you. But we're going to keep every Confederate statue we can find, because best believe they're not going to erase who they are. They want you to erase who you are. All right, so I don't see no answers in the chat just yet. It's a lot. I got a little no back. I don't see no answers in the chat just yet. All right. I see Aqua Thawar Pa'a. I see yours are coming up in the in the private chat back there. No sweat. All right. So again, this is Alap or Cow. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one while y'all putting them in. Next one. I see Aqua Thawar Pa'a's answer. Okay, Most High Christ. There they go. I did say I was gonna do the first one, so you know what I'm saying. I did say I was gonna do the first one, Princess Tazarai. All right, so the next one is gonna be Ba. It's gonna be Ba. All right, it's gonna be Ba. Ba stands for Bayath or tent. Bayath or tent or house. You know what I'm saying? Some of us dwelled in tents in the houses. Over here in the North Americans, I think they call it the teepee. Like in the Midwest, they call it the teepees. You know what I'm saying? Those same tents. All of us didn't live in tents. Some of us lived in brick houses or adobe bricks. I remember being in school and we built or we made adobe bricks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? With the straw, how they talk about how we did in Exodus when they're talking about us in Egypt. And we built the brick with the straw, and Pharaoh got mad and took the straw from us to make it even harder to build a brick. You feel me? All right, they rolling in now. They rolling in now. All right, next up is going to be the Ga. It's going to be the Ga. You have Ga, which stands for Gamal or camel. Gamal or camel. Most High Christ. Most High Christ. All right, next up is going to be the Da. It's going to be the Da. I always like to point out, especially with y'all being in here, the Dawa Da. The Dawa Da. Now, again, in the ancient, the Da looks just like a triangle, right? It looks just like a triangle in the ancient. In the Assyrian, it doesn't. So they've lied and said that this is the Star of David. But we know in the Bible teaches us that a star is a ball of gas. This is not a star. This is David's name, Dawa Da, his insignia. You know what I'm saying? When you saw this, you knew that this was official business from the king. All right, official business from the king. All right, and this is the Da in the Assyrian. All right, next up you have the Ha. You have the Ha, and Ha, just like you see in the chat, stands for Hana or behold. Hana or behold. All right, Most High Christ. It stands for Hana or behold. All right, next up you have the Wa. You have the Wa. That Wa stands for Wawa or fish hook. Wawa or fish hook. All right. Next up is the Cha. The Cha, or Slakia, is the Za. Next up is the Za. Next up is the Za. You have Za, that stands for Zion or weapon. Zion or weapon. All right, let me see if I can pull the address up for this myself. Slakia. All right, Most High Christ sent that out. All right, Salakia. It's gonna be the Zah or Zion or weapon. All right, next up is going to be the Cha. And this is the one that probably takes the most practice or the most effort to actually pronounce. Is Cha. Cha. If you ever hear them Arabs out there talking, when they trying to talk about you, they in the stove talking about you. You hear them, you know what I'm saying, that Cha, you hear that accent. Well, we come from that part of the world as well. You feel me? So this is why, again, this letter is a little bit harder, or it takes a little bit more practice to say, just because we're just not used to it. All right. Next up is going to be the Ta. It's going to be the Ta. You have Ta. That stands for Tana or basket. Tana or basket. Tana or basket. All right. And then after that, you have the Ya. The Ya looks like a little apostrophe almost. All right. But this is probably one of the ones that you'll see more often than anything. Is that Ya. You'll see that Ya more often than anything. You'll see that Ya. All right. Next up is going to be the Ka. It's going to be the Ka. The Ka stands for cop or palm. Cop or palm. Palm of. All right. Next up is going to be the La. It's going to be the La. La stands for lamad or learn. Or also staff. Lamad or learn or also staff. And as you can see, the I watched in the class, they're putting all those answers right there in the chat for you. So again, if this is your first time watching, make sure you put your city name and state in the chat. And we try to make this an interactive class, you know what I'm saying? So if you're out there watching, make sure you type it in the chat as well. Type it in the chat as well. There's no such thing as wrong answers in here. Well, it is, but that's all right. That's how we learn. We learn through making mistakes. And you know what I'm saying? The Bible says that reproof or rebuke, that's brotherhood, that's sisterhood, and that's love. You know what I'm saying? It's love to correct a brother or a sister. So often we look at it and we get offended in the world, but this is the place where you don't have to be offended about being corrected. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, God says that if he chastises you, consider you a son. You're a son if you're getting chastised. You know what I'm saying? If you out here in the world doing wrong and you having a good time and you ain't running into no troubles, you ought to be worried. You know what I'm saying? You ought to be worried, and you better live it up while you can. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the worst things is for the Lord to remove his spirit from you or not be concerned with you and your wickedness. You feel me? Next up is going to be the Ma. Ma stands for Mayam or water. Mayam or water. And all through the Bible, you'll hear Mayam. Mayam, water, it represents life. You know what I'm saying? Mayam or water. All right, next up is going to be the Na. It's going to be the Na. I used to always get this one confused with the Ba, but it's a lot shorter, a lot more, it's not as wide as that Ba. That's the word I was looking for. It's not as wide as the Ba, but this is Na. It stands for Nawan or sprout. Nawan or sprout. All right, next up is going to be the I. It's going to be the I. And it's just like our eye when you see that circular shape. That's where they get that from. And I stands for Ayan or I. Ayan or I. All right. Next up is going to be the Salaki. Hold on. Actually, you know what I did? I messed that up. Salaki, go back. I'm thinking about my own. I'm thinking about our doggone language. This is the Sa. Salaki. This is the Sa. Stands for I'm in them other people language. I forgot. This is the Sa. This is Samak or establish. Salakia. Samak or establish. All right. Samak or establish. All right. Forgot we was in the Assyrian. This is I. In the Assyrian, this is I, and I stands for Ayan or I. Ayan or I. Next up is going to be your Pa. It's going to be your Pa. And Pa stands for mouth. Pa stands for mouth. All right. Then you have your Tazah. Then you have your Tazah. This is how I knew I said it wrong, because in your Assyrian, your I and your Tazah look very similar. It looks a little similar, that I in that Tazah. All right, but this is going to be the Tazah, and Tazah stands for side. Tazah stands for side. All right, next up is going to be your Qua. It's going to be your Qua. You have Qua, and the Assyrian, it stands for Quam. All right, it's going to stand for Quam. All right, and then after that, you have the Ra. You have Ra. And Ra stands for Ra'ash or head. Ra'ash or head. All right, then you have your Shah. Then you have your Shah. Now your Shah stands for Shan or tooth. Shan or tooth. All right, and then you have your Tha. And you have your Tha. Tha stands for Thaw or mark. Thaw or mark. All right. Now, the difference between the ancient and the Assyrian are these characters. Well, outside of the actual physical differences that we just went over, and the another difference between the ancient and the Assyrian. And this Assyrian, you have more than just 22 characters. You actually have 27. This additional 5 right here. This additional 5. All right. So in the chat, what is number 3 in the chat? Who can tell me what number 3 is in the chat? I give you a clue if this is your first time watching. It's one of them that we already covered. It's one of them that we already covered. So what is number 3 right here in the chat? What is number 3? I was cold at first. Now I'm getting hot. What is number 3? Who can tell me what number 3 is? Sign Christ. Y'all give Aqua Raya a hand. Number 3 is Nah. Number 3 is Nah. Damn right, Princess Tazarat. So not why, young man David, but that's a good guess because it looks just like that. But that's actually going to be the Nah that you see right there for number 3. It looks just like the Wah, but all of these characters right here, these are the characters that you see at the end of a word. So if you see that Nah at the end of a word, this is what it's going to look like. Young man David, since you said there was a Wah, let's go back up to the top and look at the actual Wah, just so you can see it and kind of see the little bit of a difference. This is your Wah. This is the actual Wah in the Assyrian. So you will see it's not you kind of don't have like that that hump in that Wah. The Nah is not the same, so it's a little bit different, but they do look very similar. So they do look very similar. I've made that mistake quite often between that Wah and that Nah, but number 3, as you have it down here, is actually a Nah. So you'll see it's somewhat of a little, you come down and kind of make a little hook, and then you go straight down. So there is a little bit of difference between that Wah and that Nah. Aqua Fry said Nah goes below the line. Most High Christ. That's another big difference with that Nah. If we were looking at this like on lined paper, young man David, that Wah will stop right where you have the solid line, the broken line, the solid line on the bottom. That Wah will stop in between that solid line at the top and the solid line at the bottom. This Nah would actually extend below that bottom line at that solid line at the bottom. That's another way that you can tell that this one is different as well. Same thing with number 5. Number 5 would extend below that solid line at the bottom. So who knows what number 5 is? What character is number 5, or what letter would number 5 be? The water for that as well. Aqua for our ayah. What would number 5 be? Who knows what number 5 is? While y'all typing that in, like it. All right. So number 5 is I give Aqua for right hand, give Princess Taza right hand. Number 5 is the Ka. Number 5 is Ka. All right. So again, these are the characters that you're gonna find at the end of a word. If it's at the end of the word, this will be the character that you will find in the Assyrian. All right. Number 5 is Ka, and that Ka can look just like the Da or the Ra. You know what I'm saying? It can fool you, and you might even think it's the Wa or the Na. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's very important to pay attention to those subtle differences. Writing it out helps a lot. Because if you write it out, the little things like they're extending before below that solid bottom line. Little things like that, how that Ka is straight back and straight down is parallel. Those are kind of make it help stick in your mind. So writing this out is very important. I used to always write the alphabet out. I used to write it out each class actually until I learned what each one of them was, especially with that Assyrian. I used to write them out each class. Obviously, Rashi Mom be back there teaching. I'd be just the writing. You know what I'm saying? Even on the days where I would be driving for the slave, when I would get home, I would make sure I wrote it out until I got to the point where I memorized them and I knew what they were. Some things is going to take you to go into your notes and handwrite them out in order for them to stick. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just, you know what I'm saying, the nature of the beast right there, you know. What's number 4? What's number 4? Who knows what number 4 is? You can tell me what we got for number 4. Now, this one actually looks like its counterpart with one slight difference. Fiagua Fries put an answer in the chat. Who else? What's that number 4? And when you're watching these classes, maybe you haven't typed in or signed in or whatever, but whenever you're watching these classes and you see us, and you see how the brothers and sisters run right through it and read so well, all of that starts with you learning this foundation right here. If you can learn this, then you can sound out the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? You can sound out the rest of it until you get to the point where they start to become sight words and you know what that word is. You know how to pronounce that word. But it all starts with this foundation with these characters, and you learn how to pronounce these and identify these the correct way. All right. Princess Tazarai answered as well. She said it's a ma. That's going to be ma. And Aqua Fry is absolutely correct. The ma that we find at the end of a word has a flat bottom. It has a flat bottom and it's closed. Everything is closed, right? But if I go to the ma up here that you use anywhere else in a word, in a word, you will see that it's curved on that backside and it's open at the bottom. That's how I would always remember it because it's open. All right, so this ma is open here at the bottom. The ma that you use at the end of a word is not open at the end at the bottom. It's going to be closed. You'll see it's slightly slanted, but it's more straight than anything. Almost like a box. It's pretty much just the shape of a box for the most part, except for that very top left hand corner. But it's going to be all closed. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we remember that ma. All right. What about the number 1? What's number 1? What's number 1? Now this can be a little tricky, just because how it looks very similar to the other characters, to another character specifically. You know what I'm saying? But what's that number 1 right there? Now I know Princess Tazarai gonna be on it. She's gonna be the first one to probably throw it up in there. You know what I'm saying? This is her favorite character of all time. You know what I'm saying? What's that number 1 right there? What's that number 1? And for this one, I just had to remember that the character that it looks just like, it doesn't have an alternate when it gets to the end of a word. So that's how I was able to remember. And it actually kind of helped me remember what it actually looked like, even when I'm reading it inside of a word. All right. So what's that number 1? What's that number 1 right there? And you got to kind of think about it. If I was to show you a chart just with the regular English alphabet on it, everybody could point out, okay, that's an A, that's a B, that's a C, that's a D. What you don't realize is that you've said and pointed those things out a million different times now, depending on how old you are, because that's how children learn. That's how babies learn. You know what I'm saying? Babies are always practicing what they're saying and they're speaking. You may not realize when you hear them saying that, mama, God, they're practicing their words the whole time, and you just don't realize it because it don't sound like nothing you said until they actually get it. And now it's starting to sound like what everybody else is saying. And now it starts to make sense over time. So they getting so much practice in, and that's why they're able to learn different languages and multiple languages, especially when they're young at that age right there. Right. Princess Tazarai said Tazah. She is absolutely correct, which is inside of her name. Tazah stands for side. Aqua Fry said Tazah, and it has the straight bottom. Exactly. She's absolutely correct. If we were to look at the Tazah that you use inside any other word, you will see it has that straight bottom there. A straight bottom. But like I said, these can look very similar to the I. Look very, very similar to that I. But by knowing that the I doesn't have an alternate character and Tazah does, it made it easier for me to identify the Tazah when I saw it. But that Tazah is going to have that straight bottom on that straight bottom if it's used anywhere inside of the word. If it comes at the end of a word, then it's just going to be straight. It's just going to be straight right there, what you see right there for number one. We also got Akwav Tawabath in the building checking in. One of the Gadite princesses checking in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Shemada thing about Shemi Shai. Good to see you, Akwav. All right, last but not least is number two. What is that number two right there? Who knows what that number two is? And after this, we're going to bring everybody up that's backstage. We're going to bring everybody up that's backstage. We're going to go into the prepositions, the subject pronouns, and so forth. Then we're going to go into the scriptures that we have to read for the night. All right, Aqua Fry is absolutely correct. That's going to be your pa. That's going to be your pa. Now, who knows what's the difference between this pa and the pa that we use if it's anywhere else inside of the word? What's the difference? I always thought about them collegiate gang members whenever I saw this. I always call them collegiate gang members. Them different alphas and Qs and all of them because they like to step. I thought about the stabs or whatever the little canes that they use when it came to this power right here, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and show it to you for time's sake. So the pa that we use at the end of a word is going to be straight on the back, right? The pa that's inside of that you use anywhere inside of that word is going to be curved at the bottom. So this is how you can tell the difference between which one. Damn right, Aquafry is going to be straight. And this one I used to always get confused with the ta because the ta looks very similar to this. However, the ta is going in the other direction though when you look at it. Actually, it's actually going, your curves or whatever are up when you're looking at the top. I would always, for some reason, get ta and pa confused. All right. But this is going to be your pa. It's going to be curved at the bottom if it's anywhere else inside of that word. And if it's at the end of a word, it's going to be straight, just like them collegiate gang members with their canes and them stepping. All right. For number two right there, that's going to be your pa. All right. So let me stop this. We're going to bring up everybody that we have on screen. Call you right back, Troop. Actually, you know what? Shalom, Lord and Christ. All right, Salakia for that. All right. So let's see who all we got with us. Who we got with us? All right, we got Aquaf Ra'aya in the building.
Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashim Yahweh Shah. I wasn't expecting to see you in class tonight.
I had to beg Officer Mataza to let me come.
I know you did.
Tight
I know
watch.
you did. Yeah,
So
I know you. I see
yeah,
your dozing. I'm just gonna pull you off screen. I see your dozing. You know what I'm saying? Yep. How you feeling? You feeling all right though?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right,
I'm pretty good right now. Nothing's worn off yet. So
I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you doing well. You know what I'm saying, and hopefully it's a short road to recovery. You know what I'm saying? Can't be swinging on nobody for next 3 months. No swinging on nobody. You got to sit there and be patient. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying.
All right. We also got Princess Tazara in the building.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashim Yahweh Shah. My shalom ka.
Shalom, Yatuab.
Most High in Christ. That is great to hear.
I heard amazing news today.
What kind of news you got today?
I got into the tech center for the nursing program.
Really? We gonna be saving people's lives, girl? Most High in Christ. Give her a hand. That's all right right there. Most High in Christ. Good job. I think that is so fitting for you. So that is good. That is very good. All right. We also got Aqua Thara Pa'a in here as well. Can you hear me, Aqua Thara Pa'a? You Tawad back there? She may have stepped away. I think I saw her earlier on screen, so she may have stepped away for a second, but we have her there as well. Young man David said, "Congratulations, Princess Tazarai. Going when we look, she gonna be able to take care of mommy firsthand next time. You know what I'm saying? Next time, firsthand. I got you. Wrap you up, make sure you're good. That is all right. That's really good though. That's really good to hear. And I'm very proud of.
Yeah, I was helping my
There she go. Yahweh
Shalom
Shema Lathan Bashim Yahweh Shah. How you doing, Princess Taza? Thara Pa'a.
Shalom Yahweh Shema Alata Bashim Yashai. I'm Shalom Ka Tuwa.
All right, most high Christ. Shalom Yahweh. That'll work. Shalom Yahweh.
Salakia, sir. My son starting kindergarten at a new school next week.
Okay, most high Christ.
On the 24th. On the 24th. Salakia. On the 25th.
Most high Christ. This is his first time going to school then, right? He wasn't in Head Start before?
He was in pre-K in his
pre-K,
old school.
Okay.
So he's going to kindergarten on the 25th.
So you're going to be able to get you a little breather throughout the daytime. Get to breathe a little bit. Most high Christ. Well, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? That can always be a very rough time relinquishing your little ones over to them folks. You know what I'm saying? That can always be a rough time. So you know what I'm saying? Lord be with you. Again, your little one, Princess Tazarai, that y'all do well on y'all new endeavors. And I'm very, very confident that you will. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through again prefixes, suffixes, you know what I'm saying, just our foundation a little bit. We won't add anything new tonight. I don't think I'm gonna add anything new until we get through Leviticus. Again, once we get through Leviticus, we might jump on one of the particular prayers. My favorite is Psalms 83 because it's letting you know about them devils and them heathens. But we'll see how that goes before we start to add anything new. You know, I love to go over the different tribes. I think that's so important. That was one of the things that really I was really intrigued by. You know what I'm saying? Learning the different tribes, learning how accurate the Bible is in describing us. You know what I'm saying? And describing them. And it was just so eye-opening for me. So you know, and I think that's very, very important. Now, what we're learning. It was a lot of old FBA. Funny. I'm calling ICE. I'm at the job calling ICE. They're making all kinds of videos. They laughing in the videos. You know what I'm saying? And now what we see is that, like the UPK said from the very beginning, like the Bible says in Jeremiah, that Judah and Israel were oppressed together. There's no such thing as this oppressor just coming down on one tribe and not coming for the rest of us. It doesn't happen. It never happens. It's never happened in the past before. There was something called a Zoot Suit Rise. Now, you would hear that and think that was a black thing, but it actually wasn't. Those are our Latino brothers and sisters that was out there with us. We've always struggled together. We've always had the same oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And so now, in this time here, we're seeing this oppressor is making sure he lets us know, nah, it ain't just you, it's you too, it's all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That he has a problem with. So that's why I love going over the different tribes. So we know we'll be revisiting that at some point. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. See what we got going on. Let's start with our subject pronouns. Start with our subject pronouns. Officer Mataz Akarat taught such a great class last week, using the word ahab or love, and how he was going through. You can say anya, ahab, or you can just say ahab, because that's kind of how we talk. We talk for the most part, unless we're at the slave, and it's a lot of white folks around. We talk in slang for the most part. That's just how we communicate with one another. It's natural to us to do it. You feel me? All that proper and again, and I say that to say, there's nothing wrong with you being able to talk proper. There's nothing wrong with you being able to talk proper and being able to express yourself clearly, correctly, intelligently. There's nothing wrong with that. But we as a people are able to communicate without all the glitz, the glam, and without trying to impress one another. You know what I'm saying? We're able to be just straightforward and concise and just say what needs to be said. And a lot of times we speak that same way in our language, not even realizing it. Right? And the Hebrew is the exact same way. All right, so these are our different subject pronouns. I'm just going to go through them real quick so we can go ahead and get to the scriptures we're going to be reading. You have I or I am. That's going to be anya. It's going to be anya. Now, I want to hear you actually have it in the ancient and you have it in the Assyrian. All right, you have it in the ancient and you have it in the Assyrian. All right, I or I am is masculine or feminine. This is going to be it's going to be anya. Every time I repeat stuff, I always think about Dr. Umar. Every time I repeat something more than once, I think about that lion fool, that lion hustler. You know what I'm saying? Snake oil salesman, Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? But I or I am is going to be anya. You is going to be a tha. You is going to be a tha. All right, and that's something that you hear quite often when we say the prayers, when we say the salutes to one another. If I'm saluting Princess Tazarai, I would say Yahweh Shema Alatha Ba Shem Yahweh Shai. If I'm saluting Princess Tazarai and Akwaf Ra'aya and Thara Pa'ah, then I would say Yahweh Shema Alatham Ba Shem Yahweh Shai. Salakia for 1 second. All right, Salakia. But yeah, so yeah, exactly. Aqua Fry. That nigga get to repeat, and I always think about that when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? Now he begging for money on repeat. Now he up here begging for money on repeat. He's begging for money on repeat. You know what I'm saying? All right. So again, y'all, we're all over covering you, which is a tha. If it's plural, then it's going to be a thumb. All right. If it's plural, it's going to be a thumb. If it's plural with a group of sisters, just sisters, it will be a thun with an N, a thun. And this is young man David. This is where you would see the differences in those letters, right? That we just went over. How we went over those characters at the bottom if it falls at the end of a word. Well, with the Hebrew, we read from right to left. So that word that you see that a thumb. See if I can get my mouse to get on the screen so you can see it. All right. So you see your ah, your tha, and your ha, right? If this was a thumb, then we would this ha would change, or actually this ha would change to a ma. And because it's at the end of a word, this will be the ma that's closed altogether. So this is where you will see the differences in those characters that we just went over in the Assyrian that change depending on the location that it falls in that word. And a lot of this sounds a lot more complicated than what it is. The more you use it, the more second nature it becomes. So I'm just kind of showing you so you will know what we're talking about if you're new to the classes or whatever. All right. Subject pronoun for he is going to be hawa-a. Hawa-a. All right. Subject pronoun for she will be haya-a. Haya-a. Now, the reason why we have that extra ah, if we were reading this, right? If we were reading this without this ah right here, it would just be haya. Haya. And really, when we're spelling it in the English, you could read it and say haya. But because you see that extra a there, because you have that ah on the end, that's going to turn it into a ha or a ah sound at the end of that word. So in this case right here, it would be haya ah. Up in for he, it will be hawa ah. Hawa ah. All right. What you'll see also, exactly. Han is another good one. Because is that and on Han and Ham down here, you actually see those letters. The water for that aqua fryer on Ham and Han, you see where you use those same characters that we just used, young man David, at the end of a word. And Han, that's where you'll see that na that we were talking about. That looks just like that wa. So we're reading this word right here, young man David, where the arrow is pointing at. This will be hun. This will be hun. All right. So good job. Good. Thank you for pointing that out, Aqua Fryer. Next up is my favorite, we or a knocknawa. A knocknawa. All right. It's not a knock nawa, which is what I would always say at the beginning, but it's a knocknawa. A knocknawa, which is going to be we, the subject pronoun for we. All right. On this side over here, you'll see the little lines at the bottom of our ancient letters. Those aren't actually part of the letters. We just put those on there to help us be able to pronounce it the correct way. Those are called connectors. They are Most High Christ. I'm young man David. Those are called connectors. So, for example, this is a knocknawa. This is how we know how to pronounce this. This upside down connector is lets me know that this is pronounced by itself. That's the ah. But then you have a na and a cha, a na and a cha. By this connector being right side up, like a smiley face, that lets me know that those words blend together. So now that's knock. All right. So knock. And then we have a na by itself and a wa by itself. Nawa. All right. So knock nawa. Knock nawa. So the connectors just allow and help us to pronounce it the correct way. All right. Now, inside of the Yiddish or the Assyrian, you do have I forget I think they're called vowel points, or it's another word for them. I can't think of it right now. It's another word for them where you'll see like the little dots. Those are the dots that the Masoretes added. You know what I'm saying, for them to pronounce it in their language. All right. And that'll throw you off trying to pronounce when we read it, because when we read, we actually read it the correct way it's supposed to be read. All right, so you will see, like in the Yiddish, when they're actually reading it and breaking it down in the English, they got V's and U's, and we didn't have those in our language. All right, so when you're reading it in the Hebrew, when we read it, and you'll see us do it a little bit later on, we use the forward inline inside of that blue letter Bible because it separates that root word. It separates that root word, and that's how we know how to pronounce everything together the correct way. All right. All right, so again, this is a knocknawa. You or you all in the masculine. Again, we went over that. That would be a thumb. That would be a thumb if it's a group of brothers, all right? And if it's a group of sisters, it would be a thun. All right. And again, you have ham and han, which is going to be they, depending on if it's masculine or feminine. All right. This is just going over the different ways to make that word feminine at the end with ha on the end, like we went over. And yam is just another word that makes something plural. Doesn't apply to everything, but for masculine words, it will make it plural. And for feminine words, you will use the waf. So the perfect example of that would be ak, right? Would be ak. If I'm talking about a group of brothers, it would be ak yam. If I'm talking about sisters, it's going to be akwath, akwath yan. All right. But we'll go into detail with more with that when we get into the tenses and so forth. But this is just to give you a little background on the subject pronouns. All right. And I don't see any questions, so I'm going to stop this. We're going to go on right next to, let me close this up. Let's do our possessive adjectives. Let's do our possessive adjectives next. All right. I'm going to share that. All right. So what we're going to do with this one, right? So Princess Tazarai. Princess Tazarai. These are our possessive adjectives. And our possessive adjectives go after a root word, right? They go after a root word. So in the beginning of the class, I asked you Ma Shalom Ka, right? I asked you Ma Shalom Ka. What is the possessive adjective that I'm using in that phrase right there? What possessive adjective was I using when I asked you that?
Ka, as in your.
Most High Christ, give her a hand. Most High Christ. When I said Shalom Ka, I said Ma, which is what? Shalom, which is peace. Ka, which is your. What's your peace? And Princess Tazarai's answer was Shalom Yah Tawab. So Shalom Yah Tawab. So Princess Thara Pa'a. Aqua Thara Pa'a. Most High Christ. Damn right, Aqua Fry. She might be with that little one. Give her a second. All right, so young man David, if you're listening, when Princess Tazarai answered me, she said Shalom Yah Tawab. Now we know that Tawab is good, Shalom is peace, but she said Shalom Yah Tawab. What is the possessive adjective in that phrase? In that phrase, Shalom Yah Tawab, what is the possessive adjective? If you hear me, young man David. And I'll write it in the chat just so you will see it. So if you hear me, young man David, what is the possessive adjective in that phrase, Shalom Yah Tawab? And we got Akwaf Dabara checking in. Most High Christ. Most High Christ. Give young man David a hand. He is absolutely correct. He said Yah. He said Yah is the possessive adjective in that word, and it is that word peace. Shalom means peace. Tawab is good. That Yah means my. So her response was, my peace is good. I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing well. My peace is good, which again is the same way that we talk, but that's going to give you a good example of how we would use that possessive adjective after the root word. Most High Christ. Damn right. Y'all give young man David a hand. Most High Christ. Most High Christ. That's all right. That's excellent right there. All right. Next up is going to be his. Same way. If I was talking about his peace, it would be Shalom Wa. If I was saying her peace, it would be Shalom Ha. Our peace is Shalom Nawa. Shalom Nawa. That would be our peace. And that's again how you would use those possessive adjectives after a root word. And when we're reading the Bible and we're going through those scriptures, that's all we're doing. We're finding that root word. We're looking at the possessive pronoun or subject pronoun that's in front of it, and then we're getting to the possessive adjective that's added afterward to indicate possession and so forth. All right. All right. But by knowing that root word, that's going to be how you know how to conjugate that word. That's going to be how you know how to pronounce that word. Everything starts with you being able to identify the root word or even identifying a possessive adjective. If you can identify the possessive adjective or the prefix, then you'll know what that root word is. You know what I'm saying? By default. All right. So great job with that. Great job. Great job. Your masculine would be come. and your feminine would be kan. Their masculine will be ma, and their feminine would be na. All right, so great job on that. I don't see any questions on that, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop that one real quick. All right, we got one more to go over, then we're gonna get to the scriptures. All right, one more, then we're gonna get to these scriptures. Let me close this one. Close that one too. What we didn't go over. We didn't go over the prepositions. I thought we went over the prepositions. No, we didn't. We didn't go to prepositions. Let's go to prepositions. All right, so now we're going to go over the different prepositions. Now, the prepositions go before a root word. Their subject pronoun will go before a root word, and also the preposition will go before a root word. All right. The best example, I always love to get example of Ba Hashem, because, again, that's something that we say all the time. All the time you will hear say, if it's the greeting for the sisters or the brothers. If it's the brothers, I'm talking to young man David, I would say Yahweh, Yahweh Ba Hashem. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. If I'm talking to her sisters like Aqua Vazara Kai, just join in, I would say Mosiah Christ. We got Aqua Vazara Kai in the building. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatha, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shah. That word Ba Hashem is a perfect example of how we use these prepositions, all right? So that Ba, it just means in. And that Ha just means the. And Sham means name. So when I say Ba Hashem, I'm saying in the name. All right? I'm saying in the name when I'm saying Ba Hashem. You know what I'm saying? So Salaki. I'm saying Ba Hashem when I say in the name when I'm pronouncing it like that. All right. So I am would be ah. Before root word ba, just like we went over, would be in. Da would be do. Ha would be the. Wa would be wa slack would be and. That word he would be ya. So he, or if I'm trying to indicate he, ya before a root word, it would be ya before a root word. If I'm trying to indicate like, it would be ka before a root word. All right, if I'm trying to indicate to or say to, it will be la before a root word. And mas means of, be of, before, again, that root word. Sha is just means pertain to, or pertaining to, or pertain would be that sha. And if you see the tha before a root word, in most cases, it's going to make that a future, it's going to change it to a future tense. And again, we're going to have more classes where we go more in detail on your past, your future, and your present tense. We like to work our way back to those because it can be a little. It's that's like the once you get to that part and you get that, you pretty much got all of it. Now it's just a matter of using what you got. Once you get the past, the present, the future tenses down, you in there then. You in there then. That's like the last piece normally, like when we're teaching a Lashawan Qadash. That can be the one thing that can throw you off, but once you get to tenses, you're good to go on. If you think about it, if you compare that to English, a lot of us can talk. Everybody's not that well at using the right tense. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to using the right tense, I did, I do, I've done. That's when you got to do a little bit more. You got to kind of really know what you're saying in order to do it, because it's more so you knowing how to pronounce it or say it, as opposed to it just being common sense at that point. If I say I do something, okay, cool, I do something. If I did it, okay, common sense, you know, I did. It's not I do it before I did. But in some cases, it is just going to be an ed or something added to that word. So it gets a little bit more complicated. If I'm saying that I've done it before, that's different. Now I've changed two different words. So again, it's the same when it comes to the Hebrew and the different tenses. The tenses can be a little bit more in depth, but all the same, it's definitely something that we've went through and conquered before. And once you get that part down, you got all of it in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the water for y'all sticking through that. What we're gonna do is go back to what we were reading last week. Once again, I was a little off in the scriptures for the actual Abadah Shabbat. For Abadah Shabbat is going to be starting at Leviticus chapter 8, verse 24, going to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 12. Now, I'm going to try to change that when class is over. I'm pretty sure I can change it. if Officer Shemagaba is out there, I'm pretty sure I can change it. I did a class for him one time in the title. I spelled the word wrong in the title, and if I didn't change it, me and that brother was going to have to go to council. So you know what I'm saying? We got it right, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to change and amend it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But as of for right now, again, the scriptures for the actual Avodah Shabbat, what you see right there, that's going to be for next week. That'll be for next week. We're going to be reading from Leviticus chapter 8, verse 24 to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 12. And starting out, we're going to pick up where we left off at. I'm going to go ahead and get it up on screen. We're going to pick up from where y'all left off at last week. Y'all did such a great job. Y'all left off at Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 25. What we're going to do is give everybody a verse. And then we're going to move on to bigger and better things. The cantillation marks are the marks that I was talking about, those dots and so forth, the dots and the vowel points. Those were added by the Masoretes. They're trying to pronounce and say our language. In their German and Polish tongue, which is what that is. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see any of these devils trying to mimic and copy us, it gets very complicated very fast. It was never meant for them. The Lord gave everybody their own language. You know what I mean? And we had ours as well. All right, so we're going to be reading. We stopped at Leviticus chapter 23. All of these are thick, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. One of them in particular is thick. A couple of them ain't. All right, so Aqua for Ayah. You want to start for us, or you want to wait? You might want that 27 is down there. I see it in your eyes. You say I ain't coming for nothing. You might want that 27 is down there.
So like I said, I'll wait on 27.
What? See, I knew it. I already knew it. Do we have a volunteer for 25? Aqua Tharapah, you back with us?
Shalaki, I was about to come off of mute. I was gonna do it.
All right, most side Christ. Let's get it. Aqua Tharapah is gonna read verse 25. We are on the forward in line here. I'm ready when you are. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. All right, you should be able to see everything okay on the screen. Matter of fact, let me take the comments off just so they won't be in the way in case you're looking on screen. All right, I'm ready when you are. Aqua Tharapah.
Call,
Most high Christ.
So I had to turn my phone sideways.
You too, what?
My co-op.
You were right there. You just added a con. That's gonna be la kaf. La kaf. Most high Christ. Abadah, Most High Christ. Same thing when we say Abadah Shabbat. This is where we get that word from, service. Abadah, Most High Christ. Good job.
Low.
La.
There
you go. That's okay. La.
Ta. Asa.
So it's gonna be Tha Aishawa.
Tha Aishawa.
Tha Aishawa. Most High Christ. Good job. Almost. All right. This is a little thicker, but you got it. What we got? We're gonna sound it out.
Waha.
Yep.
Thumb.
Most High in Christ. Waha Karab Thumb. Good job. And then your last one. Ash. Ash. Most High in Christ. Give her a hand. Good job. Ran through it like it was nothing. Again, this is not a trick. They are really, really reading this Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? They come for being in this class. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein. So again, where we get Ibadah Shabbat, right? That's that service that we're talking about. That's where you get that Ibadah, that servile from. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire, ash, ash, by fire unto the Most High. All right. So then that's what it's saying on Saturday. We're not supposed to be doing no servile work. And this was a law. If you think about it, right, when it's saying doing no servile work, this is one of the verses that the fake Israelites, the fake Israelites, the imposters that who have stolen our identity, the imposters that have stolen our identity. I never forget the first time I learned, right, Aquafry, that they hire people to flip light switches for them on Saturday. They hire people to flip on the doggone light switch on Saturday, just so that they are in their mind not in violation of this law, even though they don't believe in the Bible anyway. Make it make sense, right? So, and just to show you again their characteristics or their personality or the type of people that they are. If it's wrong for us to do it, right? If it's wrong for us to do it, why would you hire somebody else to do it? That's like it's being wrong. That's like it's being wrong for you to unalive somebody. So I'm just gonna hire somebody else to do it, and now it's okay. I didn't break no laws. Now that makes no sense whatsoever. And that's how you know that this Bible doesn't belong to them. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't given to them. When the Lord is saying that do no servile work therein, that's a law for the employer. You feel me? That's the law for the employer. So just same way how when Christmas comes around, nobody has to work on Christmas for the most part. Now we try to get in there because we trying to get all the money we can get, right? But for the most part, most companies, you're going to be off during Christmas. Most companies, 4th of July, depending on what day the 4th of July falls on, you might be off the day before and the day after the 4th of July. And this is what this was referring to, this Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 25. You did a great job with that one. Most High in Christ. What we got next? We got Leviticus chapter 23 and 26. 23 and 26. Any volunteers for 23 and 26? I see your hand, Princess Tazara. What you got? And this is actually one of the ones that we should be able to say by heart at this point right here. We shouldn't even have to look at the scriptures for this one.
Okay. Waya Debar.
Yep.
Yahweh. Al. Masha. Lama.
Mama, most time cry, give her a hand. Again, now this is one that you're gonna see. You'll see the same scripture repeated all throughout Leviticus, and really all throughout. You'll see this in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Exodus, but specifically throughout Leviticus, because again, the Most High, as much as they lie and tell you in church that God is talking to you, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was something wrong with me when I grew up, Princess Tazara. Because grandma talked to God, my aunties talked to God, my mama talked to God, my uncles and them, they get locked up. They say they talk to God. Everybody talked to God, and I had never heard them before. So I thought it was just me. We get to church, everybody bouncing around and shaking, rolling all over the floor, talking to God, but I never heard anything. So I thought it was something wrong with me. Then I got into the UPK and I learned, no, it wasn't me, it was them. The whole time that the Lord is speaking with the children of Israel, it is through Moses. And that's what this is saying right here. Yahweh al-Mashah la-Amar. All throughout the Bible, you will see that the Most High speaks through Moses. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go ahead and read it in the English real quick. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way. And if you think about it, if Princess Tazara, you're going to see you getting ready to go into the nursing field. You're getting ready to go into the nursing field. And when you get there, what you're going to see and realize that if all y'all already get directives, right? Every day, everybody go to the board and they get the directive, they read it themselves, or the boss has to talk to each one of y'all individually. What you're going to find is that would be chaos. It would be chaos because it wouldn't be in sync and it wouldn't make any order and everybody would change it. Have you ever played the telephone game, Princess Tazara?
Yes.
You played a telephone game in school? What happened if you playing a telephone game and it's 10 people, right? By the time you get to the 7th person, what happens to that message?
It changes completely and
It
sounds ridiculous.
changes completely. Most High Christ give her a hand. It changes completely. So now, as opposed to 10 different people getting the 10 different messages, if one person gives that message, what happens to all 10 of them people? Do they know the message or they don't know the message? If one person says it and they say it out loud for everybody, does everybody hear the message?
Yes.
There you go. Most High Christ. And that makes sense. So this whole idea that God speaks to us and he tells us this and he's telling me something different than he told you, that's Christianity and that's confusion. And the Bible says the Lord is the author of confusion. So great job with that. Aqua Fry, if you're ready, Aqua Fry, I'm going to have you do 27. If you're ready. If not, okay, there she go. Most High Christ. Let's go ahead and put it up on screen.
Thank you, sir.
What you got, Aqua?
I may need to do 28 also. Sister Bar had to hop off for a minute. Oh,
okay.
Nope.
Most High Christ. I mean, if not, then we can just unless you want to. Now, if you don't want to do 27 or 28 as well, we can stop there and we'll just pick up at 28 next week. But if you're feeling so inclined, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, so like you said, no, I'll do 27.
Okay, Most High Christ. Most High Christ, we ready to roll whenever you are.
Okay, so Aka by Ishua. Shawar by Ishawar. Is that correct?
Yep, by Ishawar. You right.
Okay.
Ishawar. Yep.
Qadash.
Okay.
Ashabayaya.
I can take it. That'll work.
Hazaha.
Okay.
Yawam. Hakaparium. Hawa'a. Makaraha. Raha. Did I say the A at the end of that one?
You do.
Okay. Qadash. Yahaya. Lakam. Wa'ana Yatham. Af. Napashath Yakam. Napashath Yakam.
There you go.
Wahakorathium.
Most High Christ.
Hasha.
Yep.
La Yahai. La Yahweh.
La Yahweh, Most High Christ. And I want to say with this one right here, I think it is Makarah. I don't think it's the actual how on the end. But I take that back. It is Makarah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were correct. You did a great job. Most High Christ. Great job. Let me see. I got a little message here. Let me see what message is. Make sure. Okay, bad. Hold the flat. Okay. All right, Most High Christ. All right, I see Aqua off the bar is busy. All right, she listening, but she working. Is that right? Most High Christ. All right, Most High Christ. So you did a great job with that. You ran through it like it wasn't nothing, Aqua Fry. I don't know. I had to talk to Cap, see if we can get y'all to teach some of these classes, man. You know what I mean? It ain't teaching, but it's teaching. I don't know, man.
So like I said, the Bible says that sisters don't teach.
Yeah, I heard that. Look, nope. The scriptures say, Most High Christ, you did a great job with that. All of y'all did. What we'll do is we'll end it there since Aqua off the bar is playing handyman right now. She being a handyman, so a handy woman. So we'll end it right there. We'll pick up at Leviticus 23 and 28 next week. I'll write that down just in case it's me up here. But we almost there. And I think before we know it, we're gonna be out of this. I think it's gonna end up match up right at the same time. Actually, it should be about a week or two. I want to say before we have our High Holy Day or before we have our Memorial Day. It should be right before, which is good. You guys have a good practice. Been going through it all week, and you're gonna run right through it when we get there for the Feast of Memorial or blowing of trumpets. Y'all did a great job. We're gonna go right into the scriptures that we got for Abed of Shabbat. We do the same thing. We'll take one verse, and that should take us to the end of class. And we're gonna start at Leviticus chapter 8, verse 24. If you're watching, I'm using the Blue Letter Bible. There are other apps that you can use. One in particular called Bible Hub that we use. I don't use it too often, but I did say I want, but probably about mid year I want to start using it just so y'all can be a little bit more familiar with it with Bible Hub. But we're gonna go from here. I'm just gonna go right up here to the down button. I'm using this is Blue Letter Bible. This is the online edition. This is the online edition. I want to go to Leviticus, and we're gonna go to chapter 8. And we're going to start at verse 24. All right, verse 24. Now, all three of these are going to be a little thick. All three of these are going to be a little thick. I think Dara Pa is back with us. Let's add her back up. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. All right, so who wants 24? Let me get it.
Salaki.
Most sign cry. All right, 24. Forward inline. All right, I'm ready. If you are Aqua Fry, we're going to take it one word, one syllable at a time and get through it. Most I cry.
Okay. Salaki, sir. Waya Karab.
Yeah.
Af Banya. Haran.
Mm-hmm.
Waya Than.
You got it.
Masha Man. Hadam Al. Thanawak. Azanama.
Azanama. Yep.
Okay. Hayama Nayath.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I was in between. It didn't go all the way over to the other one. My bad. I like it.
Wa'al Bahan Yadam.
Yadma. Well, yep, you're dumb.
Yadam. Haya Manyath. Wa'al Bahan Wagalma. Hayam Manai Haya Manayath.
Correct.
Nayath. Waya Zarak.
Yep.
Masha Av Hadam Al Hama Zabath Sabayab.
Most High Christ. Give a hand. Like it wasn't nothing. Light work. Good job. I'm going to read it in the Hebrew. I feel like I'm going to read it in the English. You already read it in the Hebrew. This is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 24. And he brought Aaron's sons, and Moses put of the blood upon the tip of their right ear, and upon the thumbs of their right hands, and upon the great toes of their right feet. And Moses sprinkled the blood upon the altar round about. So again, very specific. He's getting them ready to perform these services. All right. Next up is going to be Leviticus chapter 8, verse 25. We got Aqua of the Bar. Slaka. We got Princess Tazara. See, she got her hand up. All right, Princess Tazara, whenever you are ready.
Wamasa. You say that right?
Say it one more time.
Wamasa.
Are we on the same one? Make sure. Hold on. You're on 25, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh. Oops. Wrong one.
All right. Okay. I thought I heard some extras in there. All right. That'll work.
Waya Quack.
Yep.
Ha Kalab.
You got it.
Wa'ath.
Wa'ath, yep. Wa'ath, yep.
Ha'alaya.
Ha'alayaha.
Ha'alayaha.
All right.
Wa'ath.
You got it.
Kal.
You got it.
Ha'kalab.
Hakalab.
Ashar.
Yep.
Al. Hakorab.
Hakarab, yep.
Wa'ath.
You got it.
Yatharath.
Okay.
Hakabad.
Hakarab. Salaki. Yep. Hakabar. Salaki. Hakabad. Salaki.
Wa'ath.
All right.
Shathaya.
Shathaya.
Shathaya. Hakalas.
All right.
Wa'ath.
All right.
Kalabhan.
Halabham.
Wa'ath.
You got it.
Shakwa.
Shaquat.
Hayamayan.
I think there's a Shawak. Shawak. Salaki.
Shawak.
Yep.
Hayamayan.
Hayamayan. That's it. Hold on. Right. Good job. Good job. Good job. I'm going to read it in the English. This is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 25. It had a whole bunch of fat in that one, collab, which is sound just like the real stuff. But it says, and he took the fat and the rump and all the fat that was upon the inwards and the caul above the liver and the two kidneys and their fat and the right shoulder. And every time I hear Captain Not Design the Shop break this down, it just dismantles everything I learned in the church. Because like he said, the temple was a straight slaughterhouse. This is what they were in there doing. They were butchering. You had to know body parts and so forth. And it just really highlights how we are so disconnected from who we are. You know what I'm saying? All right. Last but not least, Aqua Thara Pa'a. I'm gonna get you to do verse 26. I'm gonna get you to do verse 26. Let me know when you're ready. We're gonna sound it on out. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
So, ooh, Slovakia. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you.
Aisha, call.
You sure you're on the same one? This is 26. Leviticus 8 and 26. There you go. Wama saw.
Wama saw.
All right.
Ma. No, him.
So Hama Tazawath.
Hama Tawath.
Hama Tazawath.
Hama Tazawath.
There you go.
Ashar.
Good job.
Lapana.
Lapanya.
Yahweh.
You got it. Laquak.
Laquak.
Yeah, whenever they on the end, it can be a
So I
little
was
different.
trying to think of that one, sir.
Okay.
Allah,
Kalath, Most High in Christ.
Ma, Sa,
Mataza'ah.
Ma, Taza,
Mataza'ah, yep, Most High in Christ.
Ah,
Akath.
Akaf, Wa, Va, okay.
It's
Wa,
okay. Well, Kalath.
Wakala,
Good job.
Lakam,
Nakam, yep.
Sa, Sa. Oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous. I'm
No, you
sorry,
you
sir.
doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Sa, Ma,
Shaman. There you go.
Shaman,
Yep. Shaman. Yep.
Ah,
Akath. Yep.
Akaf, Wa, Ra, Ra, Ha,
Rock Yakwa.
Fakwa,
Rock Yakwa. All right.
uh, this is a hard one.
That's an easy one. You got this number one. A cod.
Akkad,
Yeah, most on crack. Good job.
Wa, Ya, Saman,
Wayasham.
Wayasham,
Good job.
Al,
Al.
Ha, Haya, no, Salakia,
So be Hakalabium.
Hakalayim,
Hakalabium. Good job.
Bakal,
Or Wa'al.
Wa'al,
There you
Salakia,
go.
Pak,
Shawak.
Sakwak,
Shawak. That's your shoulder. Your shawak. That sounds like a dance move. All right.
Ya, no, Ya, Man,
Haya Mayan.
Hayamayam,
Good job. Good job. Most on crack. Give her a hand. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Good job. Good job. A no sweat, aqua fry. I thought that's what I saw. I thought that's what I saw. Most High in Christ. All right. You did a great job with that. Aqua thara pa'a. I'm gonna read it in the English. This is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 26. And out of the basket of unleavened bread that was before the Most High, he took one unleavened cake and a cake of oil bread and one wafer and put them on the fat and upon the right shoulder, that kalab, salaki, the shawak, upon the right shoulder. All right, you did a great job reading that. All of y'all did a great job. Most High in Christ. We right at the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all up out of here. And right, Aqua Tawabaf, they did good. They did a great job. So let me stop this one. All right, so we're gonna go around. I think Princess Tazara, you still with us? Most High in Christ. All right, how you doing tonight? You doing Tawab tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Get to play doctor a little bit tonight.
I help mommy a little.
Yeah, you get to play doctor. You get to start your career early. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Well, you did a great job tonight. It was very good seeing you. And I hope to see you again very soon. All right.
Yay!
All right, Aqua Thara Pa'a, you did great. Getting ready to get you a little free time. Get you a little free time back with the little one back at school. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling tonight?
I'm Tawab, sir.
All right, Most High.
I'm gonna let Princess Tazara know. Nursing. I'm in nursing school right now. Tazara. Nursing is like a little bit hard right now because I'm taking nursing, and right now I'm helping my grandpa with all his like medications and stuff. Like I'm a nurse about to be like a nursing field. But I'm just letting you know, nursing is really hard. I'm just letting you know because I'm in nursing myself at community. I'm just letting you know because nursing is really hard, and you have to study hard. I'm just letting you know.
I think y'all gonna both be great. A lot of people say Hebrew is hard, and look how y'all read them verses tonight. So the water, for that, the water for both of y'all. Join us, everybody. Join us tonight. The water aqua for I. You make sure you rest up. You get your rest, and you are listening to the instructions. I have a very hard time following the instructions the doctors give me, but I know that's not wise. So make sure you listening to them instructions, Aqua Fry. You get your rest. Everybody get their rest and you be ready to come back in and do it again. Y'all did a great job. I'm going to get y'all off screen for tonight. The water. Again, if this was your first time, watching, this is the Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? We come to learn our language. And again, everybody started at the very, very beginning. I and hi and bye and guy. And you saw just how well they everybody read that Lashawan Qadash tonight. They did a very good job. To get these announcements up for tonight. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the Ibadah Shabbat. Again, we're going to read those same scriptures. I'm going to try to correct that in the title once we end the class. But we're going to read from Leviticus chapter 8, 24 up to Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 12. We'll be reading that tomorrow. And then, we'll be right back at it. Lord willing, we out on the street teaching tomorrow. I'll try to get some videos, some clips of that up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to pages, the different channels that we have, the different videos that we get out. It's a lot of foolishness in the earth. It's always good. There's only one way to combat evil, and that's with good. And that's what we do. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, share these pages to your family. You know what I'm saying? They always sharing that garbage with you. You make sure you hit them with the truth a little bit later on. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? They might even come to class one time. You feel me? Make sure y'all are paying your tithes. Pay your tithes. It takes resources to build a nation and to maintain it. So make sure you're paying your tithes. And really, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Again, the water for everybody that joined us tonight. Great class tonight. I'm gonna read these announcements and we're gonna call it a day. Where is it at? I might just stop before I get it because I can't never find one either. We are the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible that blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people. We're not affiliated with any Christian organization. We're not affiliated with any fake Israelite group. For any rule for a new brother or sister when they come into the school, they're off limits for a year. They are here to share themselves of the world. You know what I'm saying? They are to be saluted only if they need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After a 6-month period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. It's going to be another 6-month period in which the brother and sister will court each other. And then after the 6-month period, they'll get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ishra, Ishra, 10th. A 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High give you want to give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund. That's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, and that's in whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, September 20th, we have the Feast of Memorial of Blowing of the Trumpets. Y'all stay tuned to the different pages we got, or you can call that number 757-550-1204 to get more information on how we're going to be ushering that in this year. Yeah. If a brother wants to be a trooper, you want to be a trooper, you want to be a young, you want to be a trooper, be an officer, you got aspirations to be an officer one day, captain one day, you know what I'm saying, general one day, Lord be with you. You feel me? But it all starts with you calling that number 757-550-1204. The Bible says that the kingdom doesn't come by observation. You can watch, but if you're not paying your tithes and you're not, you know what I'm saying, in here putting your brick in, like them awesome Virginia shirts that you can get to say put your brick in from New Visions. You go right to Facebook, type in New Visions, You know what I'm saying? If you're not putting your brick in and you just observing, ain't nothing wrong with watching, but you're not really actively building this kingdom up. This requires work. And the oppressor knows that. That's why they've put us in the position where we can get social assistance so they can come and take it away when they want to. They put us in a position where we don't hunt for our food. We don't do none of the priestly duties that we just got through reading about in Leviticus. Why? Because it makes it easier for the oppressor to take us away from it. We're more dependent on him. And the more dependent we are on the oppressor, the less independent we will ever be. And the Bible says the truth shall make us free. It shall make us free. So again, the water for everybody join the sisters. You can't be troopers, but you can definitely be part of this school. You can definitely be part of this school. It's one of the most heartfelt, satisfying things when we get together to go to camp, to go to war, and the sisters got a spread for us there before we go out and when we come back in. You know what I mean? So you can definitely be a part of this war. We can build this nation. It all starts again if you're in the Virginia area, calling that number 757-550-1204. You see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to all the brothers, all the Akim that's out there. Yahweh Shemir Shabbat Thumb, to all the Akim and to all the Akwafian, to all the sisters that's out there watching. Yahweh Shema Alathun by Shem Yahweh Shai. The water, y'all make sure y'all tune in Monday. We got the history class. We got that history class. You're not going to get it nowhere like you're going to get it through the ISUPK. Trump, them trying to get rid of the history. They said slavery wasn't no big deal. Matter of fact, they said the Smithsonian, they make us feel so bad. We got to get rid of that. They want to get rid of what really happened. They want to get rid of the truth. You feel me? But we are the home of the truth. So we got that history class every Monday at 7 o'clock. And on Tuesday, we teach that brotherhood class. We learn how to be brothers and sisters to one another. We learn how to love one another the way that God said we're supposed to. And on Wednesday, we got that scripture breakdown class. You want to know what them scriptures actually say, what they actually mean? You want to come to scripture breakdown class with Captain Nathas on the shop. You feel me? We got scripture breakdown class with General Hyman on Thursday. There's no reason for anybody in 2025 not to know what this Bible is really saying. You don't have to rely on that pastor who's been lying to you for the last 20, 30 years. You don't have to rely on him no more. You can come here and learn the truth and learn what that Bible actually says and what God actually requires of you in order for you to gain the protection of the Most High. All right, and then you see it like just like tonight, every Friday, we're in here for the Lashawan Qadash class at 7 p.m. The water for everybody that joined us tonight. And with that, shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West.